Hello, my name is Andres Gabriel Oros Martinez. I'm a current student of foreign languages at the Universidad Autónoma de Zacatecas. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the topic of the Great Gate of Ishtar, the Gate of Ishtar, or the Ishtar's Gate. I'm going to start with a small introduction. The gate was built in the year 575 by the Emperor Nebuchadnezzar II. The gate remains one of the 8 gates of the Babylonian Wall. The gate was discovered by the German between the years 1902 and 1914. It is located in Berlin, but formerly located in Iraq. The door was reconstructed at the Pergamon Museum in Berlin in 1930, where it is currently on display. And it was considered one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world until it was replaced by the Lighthouse of Alexandria in the 6th century. I'm going to give you the historical context. Babylon was largely rebuilt by its king Nebuchadnezzar II in the 6th century before Christ. Babylon was located between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. At its peak, with more than 200,000 inhabitants, it was the largest metropolis in the world. Nebuchadnezzar II reigned between the years 604 and 562 before Christ. He is known for the conquest of Judah and Jerusalem and for his monumental building activity in Babylon, such as the famous Hanging Gardens of Babylon that were a gift for his wife, and the Gate of Ishtar. Continuing the historical context, the Ishtar Gate was built in the year 570 and 75 before Christ, or during the 7th and 6th centuries before Christ. It is located north of the city of Babylon. It is the most famous gate of the 8, and it was considered consecrated to Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess, which is this one, and was the goddess of love and war, and gave access to the temple of Marduk, the lord of the gods. They were represented by lions and dragons through a processional avenue decorated with reliefs of lions and dragons, symbols of Ishtar and Marduk. Now I'm going to talk about the stylistic context. The gate was rebuilt using vibrant glazed bricks in blues, reds, and yellows, as we can see in the image. The gate was 10 meters wide and 14 or 12 meters high. The door itself and the roof were made of cedar wood, while the rest of the composition was made of adobe bricks, polychrome in lapis lazuli blue. The doors were decorated with mythological and allegorical motifs made of golden and reddish bridge. You can see here that there were animals and mythological creatures that was very common in the ancient cultures. One of the most famous creatures, it was a dragon that was a mix between a horse and a snake, and it was the representation of the god Marduk. Continuing the stylist context, the gate was originally built in unbaked mud brick with mud mortar like the walls around it. The modern bricks were used to repair the original facade. Bulls and dragons in bricks reliefs were built into different levels of the gate to reference the patron god of the city, Marduk, and other divine entities. Like I said, here we can see the dragon. 9 layers of unglazed relief animals have been documented all facing incoming visitors to protect the city from the apples. This was also very common. They thought that if they put this type of symbols, it was a kind of protection for the civilization and their citizens. It has been calculated that there were at least 575 bas reliefs with images of these fantastic animals adorning the walls and the doors. Now I'm going to talk about description of the piece. But to start, I'm going to talk about the style of art, which is ancient art. Ancient art refers to the many types of art produced by the advanced culture of ancient societies like Mesopotamian, Chinese, Egyptian, and in this case, Babylonian. Um, in ancient art, we can see stone monuments. And talking about Babylonian, there was these stone monuments known as Koduru. The art in Babylonian uses a lot of symbols, animals, and divine attributes associated with particular gods. They made statues to represent their kings as gods to give them more relevance. Babylonian art, the characteristics of art in that culture are closely related to the building materials available in their environment. The stone was scarce, but clay was abundant, so it was the material most used in their culture to make the sculptures and all their art. We can see decorative reliefs for temples and places and freestanding sculpture. We can see rock reliefs that represent eternity and greatness for the gods and their rulers. In the piece, we found these objects and symbols. The Babylonians implement the representation of lions, dragons, bulls, and mythological beings to protect their citizens from the risks from evil entities, like I said before. We can see that it is a very colorful piece of art. The color blue, which is the most seen in the Ishtar Gate, brings life. And we can see that the symbols and objects were um, made by the colors yellow or red, but in this case, they try to do gold to give or to look more expensive. Now I'm going to show you a video of the great. We can see the entry. We can see the different animals in the wall, the lions. Here is the wall, which was very long, like I said, 10 meters. The materials they use, we can see that there were clay and stones. And we can see the colors, like I said, blue, yellow, red, and to finish the presentation, I'm going to give my point of view. I'm not a very big fan of art and history, and to work with them together, it was a bit difficult for me. But getting deeper into the topic and to gather all the information made me realize that this piece of art represents the development of the civilization and at the same time the art in general, which show us how great sculptors, architects, painters, craftsmen, and artists in general exist since ancient times. This work is one of the most representative of the golden period of Babylon. And it was created in order to venerate their gods. And now it is a sample of the creative capacity of the human beings through the times. I found the artwork very interesting to see that the civilization made use of the materials that they found in the environments like clay and stone and made these fascinating sculptures is very, very interesting. And I feel that every civilization has its wonders to discover. And this was a very good opportunity to recognize that we should always learn more of them and try to get deeper with the information we have, like in internet or in books, because we don't give the importance that they should have. So I'm very interested now in the civilization, and I hope that this presentation was helpful for you. Uh, these were the references I used. Thank you so much.